Everybody's always asking me, how does it feel to be a dad? Or how did you finally make that transition into being a dad? And really, I can't tell you within a short amount of time. I really had to sit there and tell you about it in detail, what I do like, how was my transition, how it's been going, and to really kind of help you get the full focus point of what it feels to be a dad. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be sitting down and telling y'all in detail what I like about it and how it was for me. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody woke up in a good mood, ready to get the day started and over with, and get a nice push start to the weekend. With Friday comes temptations and money payday for some of y'all. Be smart with that money. Spend a little, save a lot. It's my motto. In your ear, once again, coming at you with another podcast. So if you haven't checked out our Instagram, make sure you do that at breakdown.the. And also make sure you check us out on iTunes Podcast and Spotify. We're also on YouTube, and all of those have the same name. That's going to be The Breakdown 2019, no space. So yeah, there you have me, 21 years old, just started realizing and going through actual, adult life. At the time, life was pretty hard, My mom was going through an immigration process, trying to get her green card, trying to become a U.S. citizen. And at the time, she had to serve some time for crossing the border as a young teenager. So she was ordered to stay in Juarez for almost about a year. So throughout the whole pregnancy, I didn't really have my parent around. It's just my mom. So I really had to kind of go at it alone. I had the support from my stepdad, but really it was kind of hard to open up to him about everything that was going on. So I was more so going around his back, and we didn't tell nobody until, we were a good deep 7 months into it, just for the simple fact that my mom wasn't here. I didn't want to break the news to her over the phone. It's especially, big news like that. You want something like that done in person. You want to see that person's reaction. And really, I needed a hug from my mom just to let me know that, hey, it might feel like everything's coming down right now. It might feel like a lot of pressure, but everything's going to be okay. Coming from a person that had a child at 17, those words would have meant, a lot to me at that time. So the first thing that everybody worries about whenever you first find out that you're going to be a dad, or you find out that you're going to be parents, is financial standpoint. Can you afford a baby right now? You can barely afford to sustain yourself, more so to say another human being. So that was the first checkpoint off our list, was making sure that we were going to be okay, making sure that all our debts were paid before his arrival, and to make sure that we could provide not the best, but the best that we could give them. And once we did that, it kind of more relaxed us a little bit, because like I said, that's the biggest fear everybody has is not having the funds to give that life an enjoyable and grateful life, making sure they're eating every day, have nice clothes on their back, a roof under their head. And some people don't have that luxury to be able to give all that to their child. So for me, it was a blessing to realize the struggle and make it out of that, to make sure that my child was going to be okay. Growing up, I didn't have a dad. I wasn't given the luxury of having two parents or having everything else that all the kids had, all the new trends, all the new clothes. I didn't have none of that. So for me, a big deal was to be able to afford that and to give that to my son. And it still is to this day. I know what it feels like, so it's not more so to say that I don't want him to go through that. But I feel like it helped me because I know the right level to spoil him, but not spoil him too much to where he becomes a brat. Because really the material things in life don't matter. It's the values that I'm going to teach him, his ethical values, and just how to be a good person overall. That's what really matters. After we started changing a couple things around, like finances, then I started changing things within myself. I realized that it was time to man up. It was time to let go of all the childish things that I was doing and to finally grow up and be a man. So I gave up a lot of things, and I'm really glad that I did. Not so to say that, I regret it, but I enjoy the man that I am today because of those decisions that I made. Every choice that I was making from that point on was not only just going to affect me, but my girlfriend and my baby. I really had to step back and kind of double think, or sometimes it would even triple think what my next move is going to be. All the shopping for myself, new shoes, new polo shirts, new colognes, all the new electronic phones, going out, drinking. Not more so to say that I stopped it completely, but from, almost three nights a week to maybe once a month, something like that. And once I started cutting back on that, I seen changes in different aspects of my life. So when I say here and I say that I don't regret it, I don't regret it. And as the day came closer and closer and closer, it seemed to be like I was the one that wasn't ready for his arrival, but my girl was. She was more than ready. She was ready to pop him out and have him in her arms. But really, I was thinking in a more selfish way, like, well, once he gets here, I'm not gonna have all your attention. All your attention is gonna be on him, and all my sleep is gonna be gone. And I was really being selfish at the time. Like I said, I was thinking a lot about myself and trying to enjoy every minute possible that I could before his arrival. So that once he was here, I wasn't kind of looking at him in a bad way to say that, oh, you took this away from me. You're taking away my nap time. You're taking away my individual time. Or you're taking away the attention from her. I had more so dealt with it before. That way, whenever he did arrive, I was more so like, I prepared for this. It's okay. I'm ready for this. I knew that this sacrifice was going to have to be made because of my decision to have a baby. And yeah, that really helped out a lot, because if not, I'm pretty sure there would have been points in my life where, I would have blown up, or just, the stress of being a parent, kind of kicks in. And really, if you don't have self-control, then it could go in a dark place. The first couple of days at the hospital were beautiful, tiring, exhausting, and, just memories that I'll cherish forever. From when he was born, the first thing the doctor does is wipe him off, clean him off, hands them to either you or mom, just depending on, just where mom is at the point of delivery, and, how you are. Did you pass out? Are you good? You feeling lightheaded? So I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of feel lightheaded a little bit, but at the same time, I couldn't go out like a bitch like that. You won't see me on no video passing out at the delivery of my baby. So once I held him, first thing I said was, yo, doc, is his head gonna stay like this, or is it gonna like form into something that's not, AI looking, or what the fuck? And everybody laughed, but I was being completely serious. I was like, yo, my baby has a big head. But just simple things like that you're not aware of until the baby actually gets there. Just due to the way that they're delivered, their heads, just take a little bit of time to form into the right shape. So, for any future parents out there, don't be scared. Everything's gonna be all right. Just give them a couple days. But yeah, I held them, and really it took me by surprise, because I didn't think that I didn't really know how to feel once I was carrying him. I looked down and I was just thinking in my head, like, this is my kid. I'm a dad, but I don't feel like a dad. I don't feel like he belongs to me. And it was kind of sort of that disconnection that I had. I didn't really start bonding and feeling, that affectionism until 3 months in. Really, it was more so of that period where, like, I know I was his dad, but it didn't feel like it. Therefore, I would feel like I was a bad parent because, whenever you think of, a parent loving his child, you think of like, oh, every thought of every second is going to be happy thoughts. I'm always going to love this kid. But that wasn't the point. So that was that transition of me, going into fatherhood was, this is your child, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to love them. It didn't come forcefully for me, I'm glad that 3 months in, or I believe it wasn't probably 3 months in, but it felt something like that where, we finally had that connection where he would lay on my chest and he would actually look for me because mom was at home, while I was working, while she was on maternity leave, trying to keep everything stable with our finances and things like that. So I really wasn't seeing him as much. And really, it was kind of hard to be on mom's level whenever you're not home all the time. Those first couple of nights, though, I can't tell you anything to get you prepared for those. I really can't. If you're a parent, you understand. If you don't, you will. It's, like I said, it's exhausting. You feel like you're up for 24 hours and you can't get no sleep because, it's true what they say. Everybody tells you, well, why don't you do things whenever they're asleep? Well, when they're asleep, I shower. I get stuff done around the house. Anything else that I need to get done. And then by that time, they're up again. And, here I am watching them again. And it's like that for a constant schedule. So, you feel drowned. You feel like you're exhausted from always having to do something and not get that much sleep. And, if you're lucky enough, your baby will sleep throughout the night. And if you're not, then you're going to have an awful, awful, awful night. Probably waking up every hour, crying. Maybe he has colic, or maybe he's, what we say in Spanish is empachado, which just means that you're constipated. You can't really poop, or your stomach is strung up. And, that's scary. Having a 1-month-old, less than 1 month, and you don't know what's wrong. You just feel that they're not okay. Then there's the whole milk thing, whether you want to breastfeed, whether you want to give them formula, whatever it might be, it might not even be up to you. It might be up to your baby. Your baby might not like that milk, or that milk might make him gassy. There's just different things. It's crazy. I didn't know there was that different type of formulas out there that, specialized in different things. My baby at, I believe, probably 2 weeks, we took him to the hospital because he was constipated, like I said. And we didn't know what was wrong. We just know that, he wasn't eating, he wasn't pooping. So that was a concern for us. So, it's those type of scares that, really kind of put you in the driver's seat. And it's like, and I think that just comes with being a parent. You're always going to be worried that, that they're fine, that everything's okay. And if it's not, then that's whenever, panic mode kicks in, and, you gotta train what they tell you, stay strong, yada, yada, yada. Really, you can't comprehend something like that until you go through it. But, shortly after, that's when all the memories start to come in. They start child blabbering, start talking. They start, moving, start trying to either, sit up or crawl or get on their tummy, whatever it might be. And, those are those memories that you cherish forever. Because a year goes by so fucking fast. I feel like I just had my boy not that long ago, maybe 3 months ago. And he's already about to be a year and 6 months. It's crazy. So, yeah, if you don't have a child yet, when you get to that point in life, cherish those moments, because, they're going to come fast, and before you know it, you're going to miss those moments. And I think that's what I enjoy most about being a dad, is showing him new things, teaching him how to walk, teaching him how to talk, how to eat, and, shaping him into, the person that, I want him to be. Like I said, from his first tummy time to his first crawl to him, just standing up, and then to him actually walking. Now he's getting to the point where he says dad, mom, bye, just little simple things like that. And that's, now it's really starting to kick in. And, like I said, it's been a year and a half now, and it's still kicking in. Like, this is my kid. This is my kid. I can't give him away once I get tired of him. Like, you can't give him back to his parents. Why? Because you are that parent. So, like I said, a year in, and I'm still having to deal with these emotions, and yeah, it just feels unreal. Even when my boys hit me up to chill, it's just, I can't. I got family duties that I have to do. I got to take care of my boy, and it's crazy. But overall, I love it. I love every single day that I wake up and I see his face, because he always wakes me up. His little, oh my god, his little face whenever he wakes up in the morning, it's just a big happy smile, like he's happy that he's awake again, that it's another beautiful day for him. And like I said, I enjoy all that. Taking him to go clothes shopping, buying him all his clothes. It's an amazing feeling. It really is. Even whenever I sit down and I'm making breakfast, or I'm feeding him dinner, pure love. It's just really dope. It's you can't get enough of it. Or whenever you take him out, when you take him out to the water park or a museum or to the playground, or even just outside to play, they're just so happy, and they're just doing whatever, just completely 100% having fun. And you see it in their face, and it just puts a smile on yours. So to any future parents, if you feel like your world is coming down, you feel like you don't know how you're going to do this, just don't stress too much. Just take it day by day. Nothing good is going to come out about stressing about what the next week is going to bring you. Just worry about today. Worry about how you're going to get through today to make it to when your baby gets here, and pushing through. Then, like I said, all you do by stressing yourself out is getting rid of today's peace. Everything's going to fall into place. You just got to have, really good trust in God, and a lot of trust in yourself to make sure that you will get through this. You will be a good parent. And like I said, everything's going to turn out okay. So I said, don't stress it. Just prepare yourself. Prepare for those long nights. No sleep. Always being tired. But then the reward that comes with that is, the joy of being a parent. The love and affection that you're going to receive in return for all that, all those sacrifices. And if you don't want to be a parent, just simple, man. Either pull out, wear a condom, or make sure that she's on the pill or on any type of birth control. Simple as that. If you can't comprehend the fact that you might be a parent, then just don't have sex, man. Or practice safe sex, whatever it might be. And just make sure that if you do happen to be in that position, just man up. You did the deed. Now take care of it. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for my story time. If you have anybody that is going to be a future parent, make sure you share this with them, tag them, whatever it might be. And if you have any, other stories that you want to share about, your development into parenthood, whether it be motherhood, fatherhood, whatever it is, make sure you share that with us. Always welcome for some feedback. And thanks for listening to The Breakdown. We out, chill.